Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stony Ridge Farm. You know what? My camera lens is not so clean. Got to fix that real quick. There we go. That's what we're talking about. No, I don't want to remove myself from my live stream. Welcome to the farm, guys. Beautiful day, sunset, awesome. I just went on my maiden voyage, and we're early, by the way. We're jumping in this live stream a little bit early, but I just took the Unicorn Dodge and the new Belmont dump trailer. I'll show you guys this real quick. Just took it on its first journey. We went to the mulch yard, to Greensboro Mulch, and that's what we got. My favorite kind of mulch around the house is called Pine Bark Mini Nuggets, and that's what I got going on right there. So that is a load of mulch. Only 200 and something bucks, like 215 bucks. So I'm pretty happy with that. We've got to walk up to the shop and grab the four-wheeler, the red Honda, and we're going to zip up and check on the cows. Probably going to move them to a new pasture. Man, it is absolutely gorgeous right here. And if you guys saw the title of the video, it is not gorgeous just south of me in Greensboro. So we were going to fly today. We're going to do a long distance flight today. Let's see what we got here. We definitely couldn't do the long distance flight. Looks like I've got a few of you guys in here. Denise, I can't read. Sonia, welcome. Roger, all you guys, welcome in. We're a little early. It's all good. No worries. We have had the best weather for cattle and for the pastures and for the yard and for the flowers that are getting ready to bloom right there, and the absolute worst weather in the last few weeks for flying. In case you guys don't know, I bought in a partnership on an airplane, and I've always dreamed of flying, so I started taking flying lessons. I'm not a rich guy. I'm just a regular guy that dreamed of flying, and the best way to get into it was to start taking lessons and buy in as a partner. So I own 1/4 of a little Piper Cherokee, PA-28 180, 180 horsepower airplane. Pretty cool little plane. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. The strip that I fly out of is a grass strip, and that grass strip is it's good training. When I first flew out of there, I was like, man, it's like flying out of a MASH unit. But now it's just second nature. So pretty fun. I've got about 55 hours in the plane now, which is cool. Look at this pasture. Guys, we did not have this right here. And you're getting ready to see, we're going to go up and check on the cows. I've got grass that's this high. I'm 6'5". It's all the way up to my chest. It's unbelievable. Just putting the lime on these fields, and I got a little fertilizer product we're going to introduce you guys to very soon. It's called Earth Gen 215. You'll see that in some future content. We get the spray rig hooked up on the little TYM tractor there and let her rip. Gorgeous day, guys. Gorgeous day. Where's Tammy? Man, everybody loves Tammy. Tammy is the grumpiest daggone donkey you'd ever meet in your life. She won't let me get anywhere near, but we're going to go see her. Today, I actually had to, when I moved the cows this morning, I had to like recruit Tammy to be moved. Now, I'm going to set you guys down. I totally forgot to close my garage door when I got my truck out. How many birds are in here? Woo! Woo! Always a bird. Every time I open the garage door, leave it open for 10 minutes, a bird flies in. Must just be good bird habitat. Awesome. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. That's not the best view ever right there, is it? Sorry about that. So 50 to 55 hours, Josh. You should have your PPL by now. It's all right, bro. I'm taking it easy, man. I want to be safe. I want to learn. And I'll tell you, I had a few setbacks as I learned how to fly. And those setbacks were from when I ran heavy equipment here on the farm. So in an airplane, the right pedal turns the plane right and the left pedal turns the plane left. Okay, right rudder, left rudder. On an excavator, the right pedal makes the excavator turn left and the left pedal makes the excavator turn right. That was very difficult for me to overcome. I mean, I was just, and even in a skid loader, the right, I drove the old school skid loader that had the two levers. You mash the right lever, this set of wheels spins and turns you that way. So I had to unlearn that. And that was rough. Hey, Josh, good evening. How's the mushroom coffee? I haven't been drinking the mushroom coffee very much anymore. Trying to eliminate coffee all the way from my diet. However, I went to the instant coffee and I went to the instant decaf. And buddy, I bought me a container of non-decaf after going no caffeine for a few weeks. Oh my goodness. I feel like a Superman. Hey buddy, been down with pneumonia. Good to see you. Sorry, Ben. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, Ralph, I do agree. Most people get it done in 40 to 45. But, I started off in one airplane, and I went to the next airplane that I bought, and it's just taking some time to get it done. So, and that old dog, new tricks thing, it's real. It is real. I'll tell you, man, the older I get, the more set in my ways. But I think the biggest thing to overcome was with landing and being used to operating a skid steer or an excavator where you mash that left pedal and that excavator turns left. So still, I find myself, if I don't fly for about 2 weeks, I'll find myself trying to turn left with the right pedal. I'll hit the right pedal thinking I'm going to go that way, but no, I go that way. So it takes time. That's it. But I am almost there. Thanks, Ralph. Appreciate that comment. Hard to beat Black Rifle coffee, says Josh. I've had Black Rifle coffee. It was good. I really don't have a preferred brand of coffee. I don't know. Black Rifle, I think, reached out to me. Black Rifle Coffee reached out to me a while back about promoting their product. It was a while back, though. Maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. It seems like they reached out at one point. So, yep, I think that's a veteran-owned company, which is pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and fire the four-wheeler up, and the camera's going to misbehave for a minute, but the cows are right back here behind us. We're in the Mega Shop equipment yard right now, and gosh, I've got so much work. I'm so buried up in work. So much. Just keeping things mowed. I keep breaking the Ventrac. I keep hitting stuff with the Ventrac. I got a weld broke on that thing I've got to fix. All right. I know we're a little early on our live stream, so we're going to give some folks some time to get in here. I'm also going to address maybe the elephant in the room here. I posted a video last week, and boy, it stirred a lot of people up. We might talk a little bit about that. It was concerning another farmer and some not so good comments about some of the practices that I preach here on the farm. I'm of the opinion that it's just never good to insult somebody. I mean, on social media, you're insulted enough to have to live with those insults from another social media person who does the same thing you do. I'm tired of putting up with it. I'm to be honest with you, I'm so tired of being put down and insulted as it pertains to social media and what I'm doing here on the farm. Man, I'm just sharing my knowledge, sharing what I've learned, sharing what I've learned not to do. I got a video coming out on that. Just sharing so much. And even my life, when I started this channel, it was a year into building this farm. And, what you see right here was a briar patch, man. This was 15-foot tall blackberries, briars. So it's come so far. And, it's really a shame that you get put down so much in the social media world. It just really is a shame. Seemed like your comments may have frozen here for a second, but they'll probably come on back here. I may try to refresh the page. It seems like all the comments are frozen. I don't know. Somebody leave a comment. Let's see what we got. Last one I can see is Bill Beavers over on Facebook. We are live on Facebook and YouTube right now. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to drive on up and see the cows. We had 4 new babies. 4 just the other day. Pretty amazing. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to refresh the page. It seems like everything's frozen up. No, I got you. You're back. Comment ping. Ambient City Farms. Awesome. So we're out here. The cows have been through here. They grazed this last week. And like late last week. This is the field that I showcased on the farm that was horrible. No grass, all weeds last year. And I intensively mob grazed this. I grazed it all the way down. I fed the cows about 30 hay bales out here, and this is what it's turned into. Got a little bare spot there where that tree is. Cows love to hang out by a tree and rub, rub, rub. Okay. Man, you guys are going to be surprised about this grass. This four-wheeler is probably 3 feet off the ground, and I'm trying to drive where there isn't a lot of tall grass because I got the hay fevers. I'm a grass farmer that has hay fever. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Josh, hang tough. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Edwin. I appreciate it. Edwin, you've been here for a long time, man. Seems like I remember seeing your comments from way back. So the cows were in here day before yesterday. You really can barely tell. I didn't let them. We're actually working on the program that I have been planning for years now. It's eat 1/3, trample 1/3, and leave 1/3. Now cows are right here. You guys can see them. We're going to be moving, and you'll clearly be able to see a distinct difference in the pasture quality here in a second. We're going to be moving over there. We got babies everywhere, and mamas and babies and baby mamas. And there's Big Bud hanging by the water tank. They like to hang by the water tank after the sun goes down because they know it won't pump any water, so they can destroy it trying to get water out of there that isn't really there. That's actually Notch. Wow. Notch has gotten so much bigger. There's Big Bud. Hey, Big Bud. What you doing there, boy? How you doing, buddy? Okay, I got to get this all set up, or did I already do it? 213. This is a little bit of heat stress, okay? I'll show you guys. 213's chewing his cud. He's got a little bit of snot, a little slime coming out of his mouth. That's a little bit of heat stress. These are cows. This is not your living room. You're going to see some flies. There's not a whole heck of a lot of fly load. You can see this cow right here. You see a little bit of flyage right there on his back. Probably got 40 flies or so, but some of them have a little bit more. All these babies. I think we have 21 or 22 calves right now. So cool. You're going to get your tail on that electric fence, and it's not going to be good for you, buddy. I'm just trying to tell you. I don't want to tell you what to do. So let's call them on in here. Woo! Come up. Come up. These cows have plenty of grass in this little section of field. I'm moving them because tonight I know it's going to be nice and cool, and tomorrow I think our high is 74. If it's going to be warmer than 80 degrees, I want the cows to have access to shade right on the edge of the woods and over here. Tomorrow all day, this is going to be, I didn't split this paddock like I should have. This should have been split into 1, 2, 3 different paddocks. I left it open so that we could continually graze this and not worry about the cows being in the shade. So, right, kids? That, and I put out about 3 miles of polywire here in the last little bit. Yep. I'm going to refresh this live stream real quick because it seems like it's dropping in and out. We're going to fix that. Now, that might be better. Essie says, did you know too much milk results in overactive mucus production in humans? I didn't know that. I don't know as a human whether you need milk. Do you need milk? I don't know. Look at this. Look at this calf right here. I don't know how it's not getting shocked by the electric fence. Its ears leaned right up against it. Might have to check my fence. So let's let these kids out. You ready, kiddos? Woo! Come up. What a pretty view. Look at that sunset over there. Let's get these guys in here. Come on, kids. Come on, kiddos. We'll watch them come through. You guys can watch them come through behind me real quick, because they're going to go right out in here and start eating, I hope. If you're just now joining us, thank you so much for joining the live stream. I started a little bit early. I just got home. I've been sitting at the airport for the last several hours making out a flight plan. Today's flight was supposed to be by paper and by looking out the window and picking like waypoints and learning how to do that. However, we had bad weather. We had a storm blow into Greensboro, North Carolina, and that set us off. So let me get out of here and see if I can get these girls to motivate real quick. Come up. Come on, kids. Come up. Come on up. Come on up, kiddos. Come on. Come on. Babies and mamas, too. Everybody can come. Big Bud, you too. There they go. All right, let's do head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You guys count with me. 1, 2, 3, 24, 5, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 5, 36. Hey, sweetie. 37, 38, 39, 41, 2. They're still coming. 3, 44. Come on, babies. Come on. All right, I got 44 so far. There's a bunch back here, too. This cow has a little bit of a limp. Don't be concerned. She's getting better. I think that. How many is that? Was that 43 or 44? That was 44. Oh, there's a whole bunch right here. Come on, stragglers. Look at these guys. Bunch of slackers. Come on, slackers. Okay, so I think I was at 44. Come up. Come on. We got Donnie coming here. Donnie the bull. That's 45. Tammy typically brings up the rear. There's Donnie. 46. Come on, kiddos. The usual stuff isn't working here. 46, and we got mamas and babies here. So 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. 53 cows. Okay, kiddos, you got to get through here. Dad's got to shut the gate behind you. You got to go. Got the cutest little baby there with a white tail. It's the only white-tailed cow. There's white-tailed deer and white-tailed cow here. Look at these babies. They're on the wrong side of the fence. That's okay. That's how your fence gets torn down. Isn't that cool? Let me fix this fence real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on the farm. We'll kind of, like I said, address the elephant in the room, which was a conversation I had in a video recently. I don't know if that's the elephant in the room or not, but it bothers me. Just bothers me a little bit. Okay, trying to think of which one's got my hot wire. I think I can take this one down. Good cows. Good cows. I'll take that one down. And I can actually take this one down. Good cows. Now I'm going to test this fence real quick because it sure didn't seem like it was shocking nobody. Yeah, it's hot. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Mamas and babies are all upset right here because there's babies on this side of the fence and mamas on that side. The little babies can go right under the fence. No problem. The bigger babies will sometimes go under the fence and sometimes go through the fence, which is not what we want. But gosh, look at this grass. Oh my goodness. I mean, it is just waist deep. Let's just walk out here. This is new for me on this farm. When I bought this property, this was all weeds. This was just all weeds and brush. And again, there's a briar patch right up here too. All weeds and brush. Some of it way over there, that was woods. Just overgrown woods. Man, we've really come so far. I don't know. I can't say how pleased I am. Cows, they're going to go test all the perimeters of all the fences here right quick. So we'll just talk. They'll all come right back down here. But there's a calf in the fence. I just saw the fence move. You're going to see me looking back over my shoulders a little bit here. We got two goofballs. See them? Let you guys watch them goofballs. Hey, goofers. They're running up and down, back and forth on this fence line. The babies play. I mean, that's just what they do. Baby animals play. It's so fun to come up here and bring your favorite evening time beverage, whether that's a glass of milk or a glass of Badger's milk. That's what we like to call it. Just come up here and just watch the cows. I did that last night for, I don't know, 45 minutes. Just came up here this time of day, beautiful sunset, and just watch the cows. So that's why I'm here with you guys to share. So Canine Striker says maybe he wasn't talking about you. Okay, so let's address that elephant in the room real quick, okay? I think adding that lime will pay huge dividends. Amen, Philip the Wise. How many more calves this year? This should be it. Again, I think it's 22. I need to get a good head count once I get out of grass this high. But I think that's it. So, the elephant in the room. And, you know, I did a video about this a couple days ago. And it was somebody that I really, really care about. And if you want to go back and watch the video, you can go back and watch it. But somebody that I really care about in the regenerative farming world made some insulting comments. And whether they were directed 100% at me or whether they were directed at a process that I follow here on the farm, or whether they were directed at what I do to make a living here, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it. I'm sick and tired of the negativity. I'm sick and tired of, if you don't do it my way, and I'll never say this to you or anybody here, anybody on this farm, or anybody that if I'm building something, or if I'm grazing my animals, if I'm sharing knowledge with you, or if I'm just talking to you, I'm not going to do that to someone publicly and humiliate their process, what they do. It's just, I'm just not going to do it. I have a paddock with thistle and bracken I've been clearing for years by hand. Would lime help? You need to mow that. Mow. Just keep on mowing. Just keep mowing and get that thistle out of there. Eventually you'll get a handle on it. I'm not sure about lime and thistle. I'm not sure. I know thistle is where thistle will grow, grass will grow. That's for sure. So anyway, a person that I considered a friend, and I'm not going to call him out by name. I'm just not going to do it. You guys, if you can go back and watch the video if you want to, said that dragging your pastures, they were digging through a manure pile on the ground and showing the worms in the manure pile from a manure pile that was 6 months old or so, and showing some earthworms in the ground and saying that, you know, you don't need to drag your pastures. You know, I see guys dragging their pastures and they're like, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna drag my pastures. It's like, you're stupid, or you're an idiot. You're an idiot for doing that. You're an idiot for doing that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. This pasture was drug, and look at the health of this pasture. Look at it. I'm of the opinion that we can all learn something from each other, and we don't have to put each other down. We don't need to put each other down in order to show that our way works. And I won't put him down, and I don't want my way to be put down either. So I would never say that about any other regenerative farmers practice. I would just not say that. There's nothing that can be gained by saying that someone is an idiot for doing something out here on their farm. If it works for them, it works for them, and they're not an idiot for doing it. And there's nothing that can be gained from mocking somebody, and that's what the deal was. I don't care if it was pointed directly at me or whether it was pointed at everybody that drags their pastures, or whether it was just a vague generalized statement. It doesn't matter. When you reap what you sow, when you say something that's horrible and rude like that, and you know that your buddy down the street does it, or your buddy across the country that shows dragging pastures on his YouTube channel, on his social media, he does that. When you see that he does that, you don't insult it. And that was the deal. And that's why I spoke up. I just spoke up. I don't vaccinate my animals. And that's a bad word to say, right? I don't vaccinate my animals. I don't treat my animals that are well. I don't give them medication just for the sake of giving them medication. If they're sick, I'll take care of them. If they're not sick and I keep them moving and they're healthy, then I don't need to medicate them. I'm a registered nurse, and that's my true belief. I don't need to medicate myself if I'm not sick. You don't. That's just the way I live. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, but that's the way that I live. And the same person says, don't listen to those yahoos telling you not to vaccinate your animals. I'm a yahoo too. I can't stand. I'll stand up for what's right, man. And that's it. I'll just stand up for what's right. And you can take that to the bank. As long as I live, I will stand up for what is right. And it's not right to insult people. And it's not right to insult other farmers for what they do. We should all be learning from each other and sharing tips and sharing tricks and working together to better our world and our environment and the health of the animals and the health of the soil. We should all be working together, and what works for one person may not work for the other person, but there's no sense in insulting it and degrading their practice or them. And I just took offense to it. So I've never vaccinated my cattle, and I've never had a sick one ever, says Yukon Cornelius. So that's just it. That was it. It's not about dragging pastures. It's about manners. It's what it's about. It's about manners, and don't say that. Just don't say it. If you're my friend and you live over the hill over here and you do something on your property and you believe in it, I'm not going to say you're stupid. And that's wrong. That's just wrong, and it's insulting, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll stand up for what I believe in and for what's right. And it's not so much about the farming practice. It's about the verbiage and the mockery and the insult. When you go about something that somebody does, it's not right, man. It's just not right. And I'll stand up for it, and I still stand by what I'm saying. And I that's it. I will. And I've apologized to this person for that person said it wasn't directed towards me. How could I feel any differently that it wasn't directed towards me when I've heard comments about the vaccination thing, being called a yahoo for not doing that, and then mockery and you're an idiot for dragging your pastures. Let me show you what an idiot did. Okay? Took junk, horrible land with no topsoil and made that. I think it just speaks volumes. I don't think an idiot does that. I don't think any of us are idiots. I don't think you're an idiot. I think people make idiotic decisions, but I don't think they're idiots. I just don't think so. So it's not about thin skin. It's about standing up for what's right. That's just it. That's what it's about. So you're a good guy. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it. Dragging the pastures is about the same to others who spread manure from their feedlots and corn acreage. It's very similar. It is. So anyway, this isn't really about all that, but it was something. It's not thin skin. It's standing up for what's right. And I'm going to tell you something, man. In our world right now, in this world we occupy, how many people will stand up and say, that's wrong, that is wrong, and stand up for what's right? How many people will do that anymore, right? How many people just put their foot down and say, you know what, this is just wrong? Morally, ethically, it's wrong. And I don't care if we're what we're talking about, if we're talking about politics, if we're talking about cattle, if we're talking about buying the right car, if we're talking about buying the right drill bit, you know, stand up for what's right. And when you say something that's hurtful to a group of people and they stand up for their beliefs, I think that's right. Okay, I may not agree with everything everybody does. I may not agree with the current politics that are going on, or the politics that were going on before this bunch of politics. I may not agree with everything. I'm not going to have to. We should all be able to get along without slinging mud in each other's eyes, and that's it. And there's a political atmosphere nowadays where people think that they can run off at the mouth and nobody's going to stand up and say, hey, no, that's wrong. So that's it. You ain't got to agree with me 100%. I don't have to agree with you 100%. And in this whole world of ridiculous politics that's going on right now, gosh, if we would just have a little bit more tolerance, it might be okay. If one didn't have to be this and the other have to be that, and we have to go bam, 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 maybe we could just do this. Maybe we could. We're going to get a whole lot further, a whole lot faster if we could just do this. I don't know. Maybe you guys feel different. I just think it's toxic to do to insult. So that's it. Slaves vote for masters. What are you talking about? I don't know. Nobody's looking for a master, I don't think. I don't think that has any relevance, to be honest with you. I may not agree. Terry says I may not agree with you on some things, but respect what you do. And that's okay, man. That's okay. You know, I started this channel. This is a lesson that I had to learn myself. I started this channel, and when I first, if you guys watched this channel, when I first got started back in about 2018, there was a chip about this big sitting on both my shoulders right here. And let me tell you what creating content and posting things on social media like this for a living will do for you. It will humble you. It will make you a better public speaker. It will make you a better person, or it can make you horrible and worse. And what I chose was to learn. It taught me how to communicate better with people. It taught me how to empathize with people. It taught me how other people think. And yeah, it just did. So K9 Striker says, I miss the beehives. You're in luck, brother. I did a honeybee video this morning. So you are in luck. Absolutely. Sunny Rich Farmer, it all starts with common sense. Timothy, brother, let me tell you something. There ain't a whole lot of common sense. If you agree with that, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Is there a whole lot of common sense? Is there 50-50, or is it 10% people have common sense? Hey, this is 13.5. I couldn't bear to put an unlucky number in her ear. You thirsty, girl? Told you they'd come on back. Can't we all just respect each other's opinion without competition? I don't know, man. It's a whole world of my dad can beat your dad up, and it's childish, and it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. I'm going to ask you guys some. This is the most people we've had in the live stream right now. We got about 200 and some people in here, and I want to ask you for your thoughts and prayers for a good friend of mine. His name is Tony. He's going through a really hard time right now. You know, I may not be the most religious person, I guess, but I do believe in the power of prayer, and I want you guys to all say a prayer for my friend Tony. Just want you to do that for me. So tonight when you lay down, if you do pray, or, you know, just have Josh's friend Tony in your thoughts, even if you don't pray, because I'm worried about him. So yeah, common sense is not that common, is it? Very low percentage of people have common sense. Common sense is relative to where you are. You know, what's common sense to a guy that programs computers might not be common sense to a guy that grows grass. You know, what's common sense to a guy that works on tractor trailers may not be common sense to a guy who works on weed eaters. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you, Midway Farms. I appreciate it. Thank you all for doing that. I am worried about my friend, and again, I do believe in the power of prayer. He's probably watching right now, but yeah. So, any questions about the farm, guys? I don't think we're going to have any more babies this year. I think we're all done with that. This has been a very successful year for calving. Every female out here has calved without an issue whatsoever. Donnie, I was worried about, I was worried about Donnie the bull being too small, being too short to get up on these big Angus cows. Here's the thought process. You got a big old Angus cow and you got a big old Angus bull, big old 2,800 pound Angus bull. And he jumps up on these cows and he hurts them. Okay. And then the baby that comes out is huge, is a 140-pound baby. I don't know what the weight would be, but huge babies. With Donnie, since Donnie is a smaller breed, but yet he's still pretty big, he's a South Pole with good grass genetics, again, recommended by Greg Judy. And I'm telling you, I love the South Pole breed of cattle. It's awesome, but I do like also the idea of Angus heifers or Angus cows with a South Pole bull, because these big old cows will pass a South Pole baby or a 50-50 South Pole just like it's nothing, just like bloop, baby's out. Healthy, bloop, good to go. So pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. Judgment Day is on here upon. Okay. I don't believe that Judgment Day is upon us, to be honest with you, buddy. I just don't believe it. The world is always coming to an end. So I don't know. I don't believe that. You're not here to preach that. High Country Homestead says, I've always bought and sold steers. Bought pregnant heifers. Every baby had to be pulled. Then they were massive, and unfortunately, a lot were stillborn. Yeah. That's why I've got Donnie. That's why we have a smaller bull. That's why trying to breed the size of the animals down and keep the healthiest and the best of the best females to replace the older females as they age out. But these cows are producing, every female cow produced a calf this year, even some first-time moms, without one issue whatsoever. That's just really saying something. Are you still going to do some cooking videos? Yes, absolutely. K9 Striker says, why worry about tomorrow when you can live for today? Because tomorrow the grass is going to be growing and you can't just live for the day. You just cannot just live for today. You can live your fullest life today, but you can't live for not thinking about tomorrow. If you do, you're going to be broke. You're going to have problems. You're going to have financial issues. You're going to have health issues. You got to live for tomorrow. You have to, especially with what you eat. Especially the whole reason this farm is here. The whole reason is for good food. That's the whole reason, because I was sick of the food system in this country, and I still am sick and disgusted by it. And I've got friends that still think, well, not so much really friends, like acquaintances, that still think that there's no difference in this beef and the crap that they're getting in the grocery store that's raised on a feedlot somewhere out in the Midwest and is shipped 1,000 miles. There's a huge difference in this. I was talking to a fella yesterday. It was actually yesterday evening, a hog farmer that was talking about GMOs. We were talking about GMO grain. He's like, well, everything's genetically modified. You know, did you see what the first corn looked like? It was like this big, you know, a little bitty. I'm like, it's not genetically modified. It's selective breeding. Just like breeding Donnie to the South Pole, breeding the South Pole to the Angus is selective breeding. There's a difference in that and getting in and monkeying with genetics and putting genetics from some animal that's not related to a soybean or to corn. We don't know, and there's no proof that this is bad for you from what I have seen, but I just don't believe in it. I believe we can selectively breed things. I believe we can make a bigger tomato, but do we need to genetically modify that in a lab? Do we need to do that? Do we need to take genes from animals that are not related, plants and animals that are not related, and put them in there so we get a certain trait in our food? What's the end game there? Is it good? Is it superfood that's going to be awesome for you? Or is it going to cause problems? I just don't know. I just don't know. And I choose to try not to eat it if I possibly can. If I go out and get Mexican, tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. I'm going to eat. I know I'm eating GMO food. If I'm out to eat, I know I'm eating it. I know I am. And I try not to eat out. I've got some Stony Ridge burger set out for me tonight. But yeah. Today was tomorrow, yesterday. So when tomorrow's okay. Serious questions when it comes to your operation. And in general, is there an issue or potential issue with inbreeding or something along those lines? Does it affect the animals or the end product? Okay. I'm going to put you in timeout, brother. JAKOF. I'm going to put you in timeout. We don't cuss in the comments. Okay. And I don't mean to be on your case, but there's children that watch, and it's just not necessary. So let's not do that, please. It's called line breeding. Midway Farms. Michael Knowles, it's called line breeding. Midway Farms just answered your question. So let's think about this. We'll kind of discuss this real quick. Think about this. Does a deer in nature, what builds better genetics in nature? Does a papa deer mate with his daughter? And the answer is yes. In nature, that happens all the time. Does Donnie breed his daughters? He's not bred one of his daughters yet. I have not kept one of his daughters, but it is called line breeding, and it has been shown to produce superior genetics, just like in wild animals. Okay, I mean that's it, just like in wild animals. So it's not like humans, it just isn't. It's not like humans. Just like my chickens down there, all of them, all my chicken eggs came from 10 hens, the ones that just hatched, and those 10 hens were bred by 2 roosters. So odds are those roosters, they're brother and sister. Okay, the roosters and the hens in my chicken coop are brother and sister. Is it causing a problem? No, it's not like people. So look up line breeding. There's High Country Homestead. Look up and do a little research on line breeding. There are books out on the subject. There are a lot of books out on the subject. So I grow my own food. I also have deer on my property. We are overran with deer here. We're to the point where we're getting chronic wasting disease in our deer because they're so overpopulated. So, yep. Essie says that's how you get a great breed of show dogs. There you go. It's in the animal world, but it's different with people. It's just different. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Wynn says Miss Stony Ridge. Well, there's no Miss Stony Ridge. I am dating, and that's okay. I'm not going to bring a woman onto the channel until I'm ready. Or I don't know. What do you guys want? What if I dated 15 different ladies and I brought each one onto the channel and you guys could give me an evaluation? I think this is a TV show on Fox called Farmer Wants a Wife. I believe that's what the show's called. It's funny. So, can CWD transfer to your cattle? I do not think so. Plus, these cattle, CWD pretty much comes from water sources, I'm told, and these cows very rarely ever drink from any creek. Only one creek over here that these cows will drink from. I don't think chronic wasting disease is an issue with the bovine animal. So, yeah. How long will you keep a bull in the herd? I'm going to keep Donnie with this herd just like he is. I don't need to calf. So we're not out in Missouri or Wyoming where they have super harsh winters and 0-degree temperatures. We're right here in North Carolina. It's a temperate climate, and we don't have to worry so much about those really, really cold days. So our first babies came in the snow in December and November of this year, and it's fine. They do just fine. I'm going to leave them in here, and I'm going to let them keep breeding. I'm just going to let them keep doing it. The cycle will continue. We'll have some late winter babies, some early spring babies, and some late spring babies. So a cow's gestation period is the same as a woman. It's 9 months. So you skip my message. I want to see if I'm right, says Michael. Why don't leave the same message over and over, brother, and I'll see it. Hold on, I'm scrolling back through. Let's see if Michael's right. That's interesting. Thank you. That's one Michael comment. I didn't mean to skip your message, brother. Michael Scott Spencer. Leave that message again. Bro, the messages go by really fast, and it's teeny tiny little writing, and you can tell it's getting dark on me out here, so just leave your message again. But does the audience... Essie says, but does the audience get to pick the wife and come to the wedding? That's funny. That's funny. Thank you, Panduro. You may skip my message. I want to see if I'm right. Just leave that message again. So, yeah, I'm dating. It's good. I'm enjoying it, and who knows? Who knows where it leads us? I don't know. I'll tell you, man, after going through, heart to heart here, after going through what I went through in my marriage, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions on marriage. And, when you see a big guy dating or married to a very small girl, your initial thought is that big guy is just mean to her and that he pushes her around and he's abusive. And man, you guys see how I interact with these animals. You see how I behave. No, we all get fussy. We all get angry. Me and my ex-wife, we argued. We did argue, but most of the time these arguments were absolutely unnecessary, and it was me begging to please stop it. And I've got some trust issues. I will tell you. I'm not sure I want to I'm scared to settle back down. I'm scared to put it all back in the bucket. You know what I mean? To go all in again. I think a smart person would be scared. Dave White says, Bachelor Farmer TV reality show. There is one. Freedom of speech is the foundation of being man. Well, you don't have freedom of speech on this channel, dude. You don't get to cuss on the channel. And it's not freedom of speech. This is my house. And in my house, we have rules. And children watch, so it's not freedom of speech. You can't just go blurting out whatever you want to say here in the comments. It's just not going to happen. So I'm sorry to say that, and I think you can understand that too. I think any reasonable person can. I said that the meat that you buy in the store is bad for you. It's full of steroids. Your farm-raised cows are better for you. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And I don't know that the meat in the store is full of steroids. I do know that it's pretty common practice for cows to be castrated and to put a little rod in their ear, which is a hormone replacement. It's pretty common stuff. So, yeah, show some respect. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Wait, I'm a big guy, 6'7", married to a 5'4" wife for 45 years. That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. Nobody goes into this kind of thing. Nobody goes into a marriage thinking it's going to fail. I dedicated myself wholly, I do believe, and did my very, very best. And when your best isn't good enough and your partner's not doing what they need to do to make the relationship successful along with you, it's not one person's fault, but it just has to happen. So it does. Full of preservatives to keep looking fresh. I don't know. I think we're in for some change here. I mean, I honestly do. I think that we're in for some change here in our food system in this country. There are already movements to get some dyes out of food. I see things. I've seen things as a nurse in the hospital, and I haven't worked in the hospital for several years, but I worked in intensive care, and I saw a lot of health problems that we are what we eat, and we forget that. I think I'm going to leave you guys with that thought. We are what we eat, and we forget that. What we eat is what the cells in our body are made out of, and if you eat pizza every single day, you're going to be made of pizza. If you eat apples every single day, you're going to be made of apples. You know what I mean? So you got to put that into perspective. If you eat junk, eat garbage, garbage in, garbage out. So, but the human body is very resilient. Barbara says, we've all been through it. Josh, hard to trust afterwards. Absolutely. And my wife was not how do you say this? She didn't cheat on me, I guess is the word for that. But sometimes there are things that are worse. So I don't know. It was just tough. It's just a tough time. And hey, that's just life. That's just life. So, well, guys, we're going to step out of here. It's getting really dark. I got to get back home. I mean, it's really dark. The screen does it no justice. 213's back over here drinking at the water tank. I thank you guys so much. We've got a great video coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys will watch it. We got some content coming out on odd days this week. We got a Tuesday, I think, and a Thursday, I do believe, coming out this week, and then the weekend stuff. So I got to get on the sawmill, and I got to plant the garden, and I got to spread all that mulch tomorrow. Lots of work. Lots of work. So can barely hear you. Can barely see. Yeah, barely see. Exactly. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all so much. The cows are great. Everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. I'll be back up here in the morning at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, checking on them again. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Woo!